So if you want to play ISMC, there's three main ways to download it. The first way is to go down here to the mods section here on the bottom left of the main screen. And when you go to mods, you're going to want to search ISMCmod, as I've done here on the left side. When you do that, you'll see ISMCmod and ISMCmod Beta 2 show up. Don't worry about Beta 2. You want to download ISMCmod. So you click on it, you go ahead and click subscribe. It's going to start downloading here, and it's quite a large file, so it'll take a little bit of time. Once that's done, you have two more files that you need to download if you want to host it yourself. So those two files I've already downloaded. They are called ISMC Resources and ISMC Delta. Okay, you need all three of these mods if you want to host the game locally or if you want to do a server for your friends. So you have to have all three. This is different than the way it was last year where you only had to have one ISMC mod. So keep that in mind. Now, another way that you can go and download ISMC, of course, is if you go to Play, Community Servers, and then search ISMC. The game will automatically download every single mod that you need for a community server. So once these come up, you can find a community server that just has ISMC on it, and then you could just download that one. So let's go ahead and find one. Normally, if I go down to where it says ISMC Official, the Yalla servers, that one has some. That one has some. Yeah, it looks like these all have extra mods on them right now, but you can see what mods they're running next to this little wrench sign here. So this has Glass Dome, Frost, Salt Mine. Yeah. That's a lot of other stuff that you probably don't want to download. So just click around until you can find one that only has ISMC. Of note, you need to make sure that they also have the ISMC Resources and Delta mod as well. Otherwise, they're still running an older version of ISMC that you can no longer get. Okay, so here we found the StarStarTacticalGaming.net, which is owned by a friend of our servers. He's running the ISMC Delta Resources and ISMC mod, but also Project Airbursto, which is sort of a beta for an upgraded version of ISMC. So if you wouldn't join this right now, you would download all of these mods automatically before you got in. It's a way to make sure that you get all the mods that you need to play. Now, of course, you could go and join these other ones that also have other mods like great maps and stuff like that. So definitely a consideration if you just want to hop in to a server, let it download for a while you go make a cup of coffee, and then come back and play a bunch of great modded maps. Now, the last way I'm going to show you is a little bit more complicated than the ones before it, so let's go over there. Okay, for the next step, we're here in our browser. We're going to go to InsurgencySandstorm.mod.io, okay? So we're going to search InsurgencySandstorm.mod.io. That's where all of the Insurgency Sandstorm mods are actually hosted on this website. So the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to go to the top right. It's going to say log in with Steam. Okay, this will also fix a lot of issues where if you're ever trying to download ISMC and you can't get it to download, or you try to download any mods, it keeps giving you weird errors. Go to this page, log out, and then log back in with Steam. That will refresh your connection, and that's just a little fix that you could do for weird Sandstorm modding problems. So here we are on the main mod page. Most of these mods are just like test mods and weird stuff like that. So we're going to do it after we logged in and search ISMC at the top here. It's going to say ISMC mod. That's the one you want here. Now, ISMC mod, this is the main mod. Like I said, there are three you have to download. So go ahead and either control click or middle click on ISMC Resources and ISMC Delta. Okay. And then on the right side where this says subscribed, if you were not subscribed to it, it would say subscribe. It would be red, right above all the pictures, okay? If you click that, it should automatically download the next time you log in to Insurgency Sandstorm. But only if you logged in with Steam up here in the top right. If you did not log in with Steam in the top right, then it's not going to work well for you. Make sure you log in with Steam through your Steam credentials. Okay, so after you download the first one, of course, you have to download Resources mod. Same thing. Go to the right and download. And then download the Delta mod. Over there on the right, download. Now, you have set yourself up with all of the stuff that's needed. The reason why it's 3 packs now is ISMCmod, rather than having to update the full mod every single time they wanted to change something very small about a skin, they split up into several mods. So now when you do the Resources mod is most of the like textures and skins models. ISMC mod is most of the structure of the game, so the different types of gameplay and everything like that. And then the Delta mod is every time they want to do an incremental update, they update the Delta mod, and then they only have to update the ISMC mod and Resources mod every once in a while. So it's a much smaller little bug fixes and changes, okay? That's why it's 3 now. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to play single player and actually load into ISMC yourself right now. So if you want to play ISMC locally with some bots in checkpoint mode, then this is how you're going to do it. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go down here to tutorials, and after you get to tutorials, you're going to go to range, right here in the middle. You'll load up the range. The reason why you need to do this, rather than just going straight from the menu, is you have to actually load up all of the aspects of how the level runs in Sandstorm. Once you do that, once it gets loaded in there, we're going to put in a console command. So go ahead and select everything up to this point where you're selecting your range master and your loadout. And then you get the tilde key. That's at the top left of English standard keyboards, right below the escape key. It might be in a different spot on your keyboard if you're international. I can't tell you where it's at. You got to find the tilde key. Okay? Looks like a little squiggly line. So once you find the tilde key to launch the console, you can see it in the bottom left. If you click it again, it'll fill your screen. Okay, you're going to put in a command that looks something like this one that's on the screen right now. I'm going to go through what exactly this command is, all right? So open is going to open the map, and then gap is the name of the map. You have a question mark that denotes that it's going to be the next command it's going to start. It's going to say the scenario. So think of the scenario as gap is the map, but scenario is the checkpoint or the domination mode or whatever. It's the actual structure of the gameplay you're going to do. So this is going to be scenario equals scenario underscore gap underscore checkpoint underscore security, right? Makes sense. This checkpoint security play. So another question mark. It's going to say max players up to 16. You could change that if you want to be more. The more players you put in there, the more bots and everything else you're going to have. Then there's going to be a question mark. Lighting equals day. Of course, it's day. You could change it to night if you want. Question mark.
bSoloGame has to do with whether you're playing by yourself and you want to have bots, but unfortunately it's not working right now. Hopefully we get that fixed soon.
And then question mark mutators equals ISMC underscore casual, comma, AllYouCanEat. So AllYouCanEat is a base game mutator, which allows you to get 100 points to build your loadout. That's what you're going to want for ISMC, because ISMC stuff takes easily 50 points to load up all the cool stuff that you can put on it. Now, the ISMC Casual, let's talk about that for a second. So, if we look over on the mod.io page for ISMC, it actually tells you exactly what mutators you want to use depending upon which style of game you want to play. So, ISMC Casual is the one that has ISMC guns and the ISMC cosmetics. So, you look like an ISMC guy, okay, or girl. Any map that you have are going to have you be playing, any security maps are going to have you as Blue 4, which is sort of the Western-looking guys, with AR-based weapons. And then if you end up on Insurgent side, it's actually not going to be Insurgent, it's going to be Red 4, which is the Russian-looking guys with the AK-based weapons, okay? So ISMC Casual is, I think, what most people are going to want to play. Now you have 3 other versions. There's ISMC Hardcore, and think of that as the same as ISMC Casual, but it has more hardcore movement stuff, and it has limited class slots. So you could have 1 team leader and 2 of each other classes for a max of 11 players, okay? And then there's ISMC Karmakut. Karmakut is Karmakut's special version of ISMC that he had designed, and this one has only 5 players in it, and it has even more hardcore elements built into it. And then lastly, there's ISMC Armory underscore Legacy. That means that you get the ISMC guns, but everything else is exactly the same as base Insurgency Sandstorm. So you have the NWI cosmetics. You can build your guy in the normal loadout screen, and then go play with ISMC guns with ISMC Armory underscore Legacy. Now, all you have to do is just take one of these 4 mutators, and then go back into game and slap it where that says ISMC Casual. Okay, that's what you do to change the mutator you're going to play on. Once you've typed it all in, you hit enter. It's going to load the map from the range over to whichever map you chose, okay? There's a list of the map names. They're not necessarily what you expect. There's a list of map names in the admin section of mod.io for Insurgency Sandstorm that I will link in the description box below so you can find any of the maps. Also, modded maps will have different naming conventions. So definitely make sure to check on the maps mod page on mod.io to find what those naming conventions are so you know how to get specifically to the correct map and scenario name for that. That is how you play ISMC. See, I'm in here now. I go advisor. I can grab myself Daniel Day or Daniel Defense, then Daniel Day, different entirely. Weapon here with some cool SOCOP suppressors and EOTech flashlights and all this sort of stuff. I can go and I can be playing right now. Ta-da! Here we are. If this was useful for you, I ask that you make sure to give a thumbs up button on the video so other people can see it and help other people. There's a cool tool that somebody made that helps loading mods and maps, like we just did with that command line, way easier. If you want help, if you want me to make a video on that tool and how to actually set it up so you could play exactly the mods and maps that you want with one click of a button, definitely let me know in the comments below. And let me know if this was helpful to you. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm Useless Fodder. I'll see you in the next one. Useless Fodder.